What is up, everyone? It is your girl, Miss Get It Endy, the host that does the most, and we are back. Episode 5, 2019. Thank you all for listening to the last one, the hair one. I hope that really, you were able to get some good products, some good advice, and some good tips from my homegirls, Deja and Marie. Make sure you guys follow and do all that. If you want some more advice, they're open and willing to answer any questions. But I just want to thank you all for tuning in. Make sure, if you haven't, watch episode 1, which is the Surviving R. Kelly documentary, The Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Ooh, not Love and Hate, but that's where the title came from. Thin Line Between the Artist and the Predator. That's episode 1. Episode 2 is Buddha Black Love Edition. And then episode 3 is the hair woman to just have. And now we're here to episode 4? 4. I said 5, but we're actually on 4. I'm almost on 5. 5 is coming soon, y'all, but we get in there. And I think, just want to thank you guys all for all the support and all that. If you guys haven't noticed, this episode here is a very special, very, very, very special one. It's actually something a lot of people don't really hear about on a daily basis. But before we move on, for all those who haven't heard, we just want to sit here and say and take our time out to say RIP to Nipsey Hussle. That was some sad stuff. That was like, whew. It's crazy because like they said, like a lot of people don't understand, like if you from this state, even just LA area, that in general, this hit hard. Like we didn't even know the man as a personal family member, but that's what it felt like in the process of losing. So I just want to send out my condolences to to Nip's family, to Lauren, to his kids, to anyone that was special and close to him, and for all those who seen him as an idol and someone that actually was uplifting the community. This is our time to ride, y'all. We need to continue this marathon, as he was saying. Because last time that he checked, we wasn't no punks. But back to what we were talking about. This episode here is a very special one to us today. We have a special guest. He came all the way out here on the plane to come see us. And we're going to discuss today Endy's Declassified College Survival Guide. So I want you guys to all welcome a very good friend of mine, Jarius.
Yo, how you doing? Tough Savage on the beat. But no, I'm just playing. How y'all doing? It's great to be out here. It's great that they welcome me in their home. This was a long time coming, honestly.
Well, thank you for coming out here to visit us. For many who don't know, let us know where you're from and a little bit about you here today.
Well, for the most part, I'm from South Carolina, but I was a little bit everywhere. I was born in Louisiana, then moved from there to Germany with my people from the...
Germany?
Oof. Out there.
Wait, for real, deadass?
I'm so serious.
How long were you in Germany?
I was in Germany about till I was 5, 6, I want to say. I've been out there for forever.
What? That's tight. Okay. What else? Let us know a little bit about you.
There's not much to know. You feel me? From the east side, east coast, ain't much different but the humidity and the heat.
Well, how you liking it out here so far?
I love it. First thing out here, I had weed to smoke. that was lovely.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all, he came out here for anybody that is not from Chico, and those who are, he came out here for Chico Chavez to hang out with us. Like I said, from the last podcast, if you were listening, his best friend, Marie, was on there with us. This is her best friend. This is how they met. Speaking of that, how did y'all meet? That is a crazy story. We've known each other for like what? Because you know Marie for like two years. So then I've known you for like a year and a half.
About a year and some change.
Yeah. So me, my best friend, and my other roommate, Gene, we've known him for almost a year and a half. Where Marie's been best friends with him for 2 years. So tell us how y'all met and how all that got together.
It really was by accident, to be honest. I met her through a homeboy, and they was going through something on my side, so I was just like, shoot, let me talk to her. I'll look out for you. And then we got to talking, chopping it up, and then, it just went from there. We clicked up. Just talked. Talked about my issues, her issues, this and that, and then it just went up from there.
Yeah. So to clarify up for many who wanted to catch on, basically these two met through mutual friends. They met literally what I mean through via technology. Became good friends, like they said, was doing all of that, and we have been talking to him over the phone, just like FaceTime, like for like the last 2 years. Shit you not, like it was crazy. We were just talking. We were all talking. We were, oh my God, Jarius, and we've been planning this. How long have you two been planning this? Like that's crazy. Like
since like 2017.
Like they literally have been planning to come out to California and chill for like years, and finally on last Monday, we were able to make it happen, and he came out here, and is this your first time, right?
Yeah, this is my first time in California. Time.
I'm telling you, I told him, like, Chico, cool little option, but the next time he's gonna have to come out here so we can take him to, like, LA, the Bay,
exactly.
Monterey, the Pier, Sac, all that, because it's really beautiful. Like, don't get me wrong, Chico's alright, little town and all, but if you really want to explore California the way like they picture it to be, we gotta take you, around the areas and all that good loving.
Like I say, I'm down for whatever. We can go. We can do that.
That's crazy. But I'm just telling y'all, this is just a prime example. Like you can meet people. You can meet people from anywhere, all over the world, and become great friends with them. Great friends. It doesn't have to be someone that's down the street. It doesn't have to be someone that you know. You can meet from anyone from anywhere and have like and realize you have so much in common. So that's something you guys. That's actually one of our advices today on our things. So like I said, he came out here and did me a favor. So what he helped me do is help y'all a favor. Today's episode is Endy's Declassified College Survival Guide, and we're gonna give you the top 5 do's and don'ts of college. As for many who know, I am a third year currently at Chico State studying communication design with a minor in broadcasting, and I've been in college for the last 3 years. Now I brought Jarius on here today because he will be considered a college dropout. But I personally felt like from knowing him for a while and having conversations with him, he has very great advice to give to not just the college students, but anyone that is doing this, because I feel like people have this negative connotation that dropping out is something that means like you're a failure, and it's not. Shoot, my boy over here doing good. He's doing good, and it's okay. And I feel like this is something that we all need to hear. And I feel like it was just something to talk about, considering I'm a college student. And I feel like there's a lot of things I wish I would have been told and would have known about before I got into it, before just jumping into it. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna start off today with let's just talk about your experience with college and what led you to the decision of dropping out in the first place, and then we could go from there.
I mean, I could go as far as to say, I didn't do that much research on the school, but I went into college with the mindset, okay, I'm gonna go to a boring school, play basketball, and get my work done. I'm not gonna really party like that. And when I got to Lander University, I got what I wanted. It was a boring school. There was nothing there. It was a predominantly white area of older white people. So, I didn't have nobody to click up with. And at that time, I didn't have my car with me on campus. So, you feel me? If everybody left, I'm stuck. And everybody would leave every weekend. So, it was like...
You were kind of up there by yourself, kind of bored.
Exactly. So, it's like I had to find a certain couple friends, like certain people. Like I met my roommate just off by accident on orientation, going to the gym to hoop.
Is there a lot of what's the population of black students on the campus?
Shoot. If I'd say the ratio would be like, if there was one black dude, there'd be like five, like two to like 8. The ratio is just so off. Like, you was clicking up.
I think our population at Chico State is like, I think it just went up to 3.
Yeah.
Literally 3%.
Yeah.
3% of Chico State's student body. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So part of the reason of dropping out was because of the lack of interest within the school itself and not fitting in and feeling like you can fit in and being comfortable with it.
Exactly. Like, to me, it just wasn't a good environment. Like, Me personally, I felt like the events wasn't catered to me. It was like most of the people there, it was like, I mean, if it was fun, a lot of this stuff just wasn't fun to me. I mean, the most fun I would get was going to the calf or going to the gym to play ball. So it was like, ugh.
How did you like this? How was the schoolwork for you?
Honestly, I feel like college is just like an extended high school. I just ain't like it. I just ain't like it because I had to watch
high school. That's crazy.
I just had to watch out for like schoolwork online by myself, and it was just like, yo, I'm doing too much to even think about that some days. So it's like I wasn't fooling with that.
So when did you start? When did the feeling of like, okay, this isn't what I'm starting to like, or this isn't becoming what I hoped to imagine for me to be, so I'm kind of starting to regret the decision. Not necessarily regret, but like be like, okay,
I mean,
leaving might be is something I'm considering. When did that moment spark for you?
it really hit because like most people that know me, I went into college with issues. Like I'm dealing with ex problems, like bad stuff, and on top of that, I had family members passing away. So it was like I'm so far away from home. It's like I can't even focus on my work. I can't even focus on this and that. Going to this event, going to that event. It was like, yo, I'm worried about home. Like so much is going on, and I'm like one out of two other boys, and one is in the military, one is a little brother. So it's like I felt like, okay, I gotta step up or something. Like this ain't it, and I can't even focus at school. So it's like it got to a point where I wasn't even going to class. Like I was going straight to sleep, going to work, and I'm like, yo, I'm wasting time here if this is all I'm gonna do.
So you felt like it was best to provide and have money in your pockets than to have the education at that moment.
Exactly. I mean, I just felt like I kind of rushed into it because that's what I've been saying for my whole life. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go off scholarships because my people expect. You feel me? I felt like I wanted to do that. That was my decision, but it felt like I'm trying to go I'm at a different pace at this moment in life. Like so much is going wrong. Like I respect people that stay in college through all that. I tell my friends that I went to school with, like, yo, just knock it clean out. Not all 4 years, just knock it out. I mean, I feel like I'm not the type to ask my mama for money. So it's like, ooh, no, I can't do that. So next option was work. So it's like, hey, I'd rather just take a little bit of time off, bounce back from all this stuff first, then go from there.
Do you regret the decision of dropping out?
I wouldn't say I regret it, cause I mean,
or did it give you like a legit sense of relief?
Honestly, I felt like it, a little bit of both. I mean, I wouldn't say I would say I regret it because I had some people there that like really made an impact on my life, but at the same time, I just felt like that college campus wasn't for me, like at the time or a period. I just felt like the environment, the energy was off. Like it's gloomy here. Like I feel like I can't relate to nothing. The closest thing to me to do is an hour away. So it's like I didn't even like this environment.
So you were kind of what we call in the middle of the boonies.
Yeah, exactly.
You was out where you was like, oh, how far were you from home?
I live 2 hours away. Like a hard
no
2 hours.
So that means like on a bus that's like 2.5.
A hard 2 hours.
Ooh.
Hard 2 hours.
Dang. See, that's something else. Like that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like, it don't half the times of people like leaving like higher education is not due to the fact of the school or due to the fact of what's going on at the school or within the education itself. It's because of transportation. It's because of personal life. It's because sometimes we're the providers for our families, and us leaving is leaving our families in a desperate time of needs. So it's like it's like they always have this thing like, oh, once you drop out, like basically like, oh, you ain't shit. You never gonna be shit. You never gonna do shit. Like, first off, majority of the many people who are where they at today, majority of them weren't in college or they dropped out of college. And became very successful. And sometimes it's like you said, like in that moment in time, it just wasn't for you, and that's something that we lack to understand when growing up, is that they don't tell us like it's okay if it's not for you, don't have it for you. Just because everybody else in the world is doing it doesn't mean that you have to do it.
Exactly.
If it's not for you, it is okay. Just like how I want to be a talk show host, and where somebody else might want to be construction. Construction ain't for me. Talk show host ain't for them. But guess what? It's okay, because that's what I like, and that's what I want to do, and that's okay. And that's why I needed you to come here, because I feel like it's cool to get a perspective from someone who who decided to make the right decision to do something for them, and now to leave college, and someone who's sticking through it and doing that, which is me. So I wanted to give people an advice, and that's crazy. So, like I said, the question of today was, is higher education for everyone? And I personally go with no, but it depends. And the reason why I stick to no is because literally what we just said, there are situations and things that are, that are gonna that our focus needs to be more relied upon rather than getting an education. Mm-hmm. And some of the things out here you don't really need a degree for. Yes, it's best.
Exactly.
It is best, but if you can get the job done and you have the basic skills in order to that are required for that job set, do it. Go with it. You're okay. And sometimes these little, like, just being a plumber, being a janitor, being a dumpster truck driver, you make more money than the average professionals.
Exactly.
So it's cool. Another thing, the reason why I also say higher education is not for everyone, because for me, I don't know about you personally, but I have friends and families who have, certain disabilities and have them, and it's hard for them. They have, it's hard for them to sit in a classroom and have stuff read and taught to them. Whereas, like, some people need it to be hands-on and do it. Like, there's really different types of learners. Like me, I'm audio, I'm visual, and I'm also hands-on. Like, I'm all three, but the one that sticks best to me is audio. It's like audio to hand, like visual to hand. That's what's best for me.
That's what's best.
So that's like another reason why, like, some people can't do it, because of the fact of the learning disability and the ability to learn something in a way that fits for and is comfortable for them. So those are other reasons. What other reasons why? I mean, people, like I said, people need to provide. People don't feel like it's time, and sometimes people's lives just turn differently, and sometimes whatever you're handled with, you have to go with. And if in that moment, in that time, like, that's another thing people have to understand. Like, you do not have to go to college right after high school.
Yep.
You could literally go to like I try to tell people, like, I remember back in, like, high school and stuff, I'm over here sitting, like, there's, like, old people in college, like, you're just like, bro, like, there's, like, pregnant people in college, and but now, like, but once you get to college, you be like, do it, go ahead, I respect you 100% of the way. Because it's okay to get education at any time, any moment of your life. It's just, as long as you do it. I think that's what I tell people. As long as you go ahead and go do it, that's whatever. I'm telling you, sit up there with older folks. I sit up there with pregnant people. I sit up there with sometimes people who bring their kids to the classrooms. Let me tell you, you have to make it by any means necessary in this world, and if any means necessary means bringing your kid, doing it, getting your AA at 65, going when you're 29, and doing other things. It's okay. Y'all good. I promise y'all forever be good.
Facts. And since she said that, I just want people to understand. Me personally, I feel like I had an ambitious spirit. Sometimes I get lazy. But it's all in, like, dang. But I find myself getting frustrated, like, why am I not here? Why am I not here? Why am I doing this? I feel average. And just learning, just educating my mind while being outside of school, learning different stuff, reading, picking up a book. Like, that's taught me, like, to actually look into stuff. Like, I look back, like, I'm related to famous people. Like, I have cousins.
Like, you can still learn.
I have cousins out
outside
here
of college,
recording videos, cooking for famous people, rappers, chefs, all that. Like, it's like I always felt like I had more to it. Like, so even if you don't go to school, if you got a hustle mentality, a hustle, man. Like, just ambition. Bottom line, I feel like you can do whatever. Like, most people just say they want to start a business, this and that, but don't want to put the work in. And I had to learn that myself. Like, if you want to do something, you got to invest money, time, all that. And it's frustrating sometimes. It's like, dang, how do I get there? Like, but it just be like, if you really sat down and thought about it, like, you got people around you that, like, you can network with, you could talk to. Like, wow, I didn't know you had this on the side from this. I didn't know you was doing this with yourself. Like I said, I have family members that are already through the door, and it's like, it's up to me if I want to get to the next step to talk to them and this and that.
Yeah.
So I had to convince myself that, like, you didn't leave college just to be a bum. You didn't leave college to, oh, I'm just chilling. Like, cause me personally, I'm 20. Exactly, I'm 20. I feel like by 21, 22, I'm in my own house. I'm out the house. This and that. I don't want to sit in the house if I'm not in school. That's boring to me. So it's like, I feel like it's a mindset thing. You got to switch your mindset.
Your 30s should be 20s with money.
Exactly, like
that should be the goal you're reaching for. Is for your 30s to be your 20s with money.
Exactly.
You got your profession. You're doing what you're doing. You're living your life. You're
exactly.
Cool. And it's like we've said. There's people who are famous, who are successful, who are billionaires, who are millionaires, who sat here and dropped out of college, and still are making it
big.
Like, you don't, the thing with college, don't get me wrong, with college, when it comes to college, you have more resources to get the education that you need, but there's no difference when being in and being out of it at all.
Exactly.
So just take your time. Like, don't let others' time reflect the time that you need to make it on, because if that's not your path, you need to focus on you and you solely. That's big when it comes to coming to college.
It's not a race. It's
not.
It's like Nipsey said, it's a marathon. That's crazy, but for real, like, saying little stuff like that is real. Like, I had to sit down and think, like, yo,
is this for me?
They getting stuff that I don't have, and it's like, that's not for me. And it's like,
and if so. And if I want to get it, how am I going to get it?
How am I going to get it if I'm watching him? Exactly. Like, I've never been that type. Like, why am I watching you?
Like, literally, like, the whole thing, like, when it comes to timing, they say college is 4 years. Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
It can be 4 years, but realistically, it's about 4 years in a semester or two.
Exactly.
And if you're actually paying attention, and people wondering, like, oh, I could have went back to school, I could have did this, I could have, honey, if you were listening to, especially those who are high school graduates of 2016 and college graduates of 2020, they told us the government funds you up to 6 years. If you are needing 6 years to finish your stuff, do it. That's on your time. You're the anyway, you're the one having to pay it back, not me. But if you need 6 years, it's okay. Have 6 years. If you finish in 4, great. If you finish in 4 in a semester, fine. If you finish in 4 and 2 more semesters, cool. If you finish within 3 and some, goddamn, you fast. But that's cool because it was on your time. Make sure you focus on you. That's something I really, really wish someone would have told me about, is you have to be worried about yourself.
Exactly.
Not saying that people have, not like my mom's never told me, like, worry about yourself, but when it comes to situations and life decisions and moments like this where they're big and monumental to you, focus on yourself. Worry about yourself. Just because Joe and Bob and Greg and Susie and Cataline and all them doing things faster than you are, that doesn't mean that you're not reaching the same goals that they have either.
Exactly.
Just because they might be 2 steps forward doesn't mean that you're not at the same winning level as they are.
Word. And in saying that, you got to control the energy that you're around. People say that a lot, but that is truly a real thing. If people are around you being negative at all times of your life, throwing slick jabs at you, and you just putting up with it, that beats up on you. That gets to you. Over time, that's what's gonna throw you off other people, because you might believe in your dream. You might believe, oh, I'm gonna pass this test, I'm gonna do this and that, but you around people already talking about they gonna fail, and they ain't even study. They ain't do this, they ain't do that. I'm making it a point this year that, whoa, you talking about me? You said you doing this? You don't see the vision? Okay, you can move to the side. Like we coming to the point in our lives where it's like, yo, life is hard. Life sucks.
Man.
So it's like you talking bad about everything. You talking this and that. Like that ain't helping.
Hard cards to be dealt with. Why actually live through the negativity?
Exactly, and that's why I feel like
find the joy in them.
It's different complaining about a situation and I'd say venting because most people complain like, why is this going wrong? Why?
This,
exactly.
Like that, where it's just like, yo, where that's complaining, like, oh my god, I have to do this. Oh my god, I have to do that. Whereas where you're venting, it's like, I've literally been putting in my all these last 3 weeks, and each time I'm doing something, like, I feel like I'm being knocked 2 steps back, and I just don't know where to go, and I'm needing this. I'm needing this situation and that situation, but this situation is falling like that situation. That I feel like those are 2 different things.
Exactly.
Where you're sitting here having these levels. I feel like venting is levels of frustrations being built up and finally being expressed. Where complaining is just you're being lazy.
You're being lazy.
You're not putting forth effort, especially when it be the shit that you know you could put forth effort into. Like, come on now.
Exactly.
Come on. Like, don't. That is something I learned while being out here, is that the transition from going from people kind of, in a sense, telling you, quote unquote, what to do, to coming out here to figuring out what to do, was like kind of the hardest thing for me. Because it's like back in high school, you had people telling you, your homework's due here, your test is due this, you need to do this, you need to do that, you have to be this, you have to go there, you need to be this, you need to have this signed, you need to do that. When you get here, you be like, alright, well, I have to go make sure this is getting signed, and I have to remind myself to go to this office hours, and I have to make sure I get this assignment done on time, and if I need help, I have to go to tutoring in order for my grade to be successful, for my GPA to get the job that I want. So you see how a lot of things go from you need to do this to I have to do this. It becomes a lot. It's college. That's why I say higher education can be for everyone, but it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
I need you guys to. I cannot stress that enough for you. It can be for everyone, but it's not for everyone. I need you guys to understand like the difference between what I just said there, because a lot of people are like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" It can be for everyone. If we were all if it was easy for us to all hop on board and do these things, but it's not for everyone, because there's different things that people need in different circumstances that put people in certain things that they're not able to control, and sometimes they have to go with the flow and then have to catch back up on later. But we should never have to knock somebody down for the choices that they make in their life, because we never know what someone's going through or anything like that. And that's one thing I stand by, truly and truly. Don't, like, I'm telling you, I know some of the most smartest motherfucking dropouts that I've encountered in my life, compared to people that go to college, and I'm just like, how are you still here?
Exactly.
How are you possibly still even here? But with that being said, we're going to get to the fun segment of the part. So like I said, there was a few things I learned along the way that I had to figure out when I got here to Chico. And because I'm not saying that there's not going to be some things that you guys will figure out when you guys get there or while you're in it, for those who are listening now. But these are my 5 do's and don'ts of college. Some of the things that me and Jarius and a few other people have sat down and discussed, and like the top things we wish that people would know and probably could possibly relate to when hearing these advice. So my main man's Tubbs, is you ready?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So the 5 do's of college. Number 1, be open-minded to trying new things. Now, I felt like that was something that really needs to go on, just because when you get to college, no matter what the choice you pick, where it might even be down the street from home, or for like some people like me, it's an hour 30 away. For like my SoCal people, again, I'm shouting you out. Hope y'all get through it. But for some of them, it's like 8-hour drives, or others like that goes to the football, that are playing football for our JC out here. They're states away. So when I say about being open-minded to trying new things, like don't wild the fuck out, because I know some wee childs that came out here and was doing some things. But don't be afraid to be open minded, to being explored, to thinking outside the box. Like for me, never ever ever in my life have I ever ate sushi until I came out here. And I always thought sushi was freaking gross. I always thought it was so disgusting. And then finally, I came out here, met my best friend, and she was like, "Why don't you try some sushi?" I was like, "Okay." Another thing I tried to, I never went swimming in like the little water areas, like in camping, like not camping, like the bear. There's this thing called Bear Hole and Flumes and monkey. I forgot what the other ones, but they all got burned down by the fire. But they had like water areas and you could swim in them. Like that's something I was like, oh, I want to go try. Went to go do. Never. I went to our farmers market, tried that, did that. I mean, even this, I never ever did it in high school. Never did. And something that I tried, what was new, was Mary Jane. That was something like even I'm telling you, like I know they. Like, don't one, let me put this out there, don't let marijuana become a gateway from your problems. But
facts.
There's been some politics and people out here who have tried marijuana in their college days. So I'm just saying, like, that was something I tried. I'm not condoning it. I'm not forcing no one. I do not peer pressure. I do not do that. But that's something I tried. So that's what I'm saying. Be open-minded to trying new things. If you feel like, you want to, if you've never been ice skating before and you have an ice skating place down in your city of area, go do that. If you have never joined a club and volunteered around the community and gave back, those things like that, like I never really been stuck in. I feel like for me, what I've been open-minded to doing, what really I had to open my mind to was turning around instead of being the one that was enforcing all like the orgs and the events and being the one that's actually start going to them. Because in high school, I was very oriented and involved in student government, and so I was the one having to put on the events. Never had to be the one to go, goddamn it, and enjoy them. I love you, Miss Allen, but man, you have me up at 6:45 until 10 for the football seasons. That was rough. Like. What are some things that other people should be open-minded to when coming to college?
I mean,
or just exploring life in general too.
I mean, me personally, I feel like most people feel like be open-minded means like Endy said, wilding out and stuff. But I mean, me personally, I've smoked or party type all through high school, so that was never fun to me. So I mean, me personally, I feel like my trying something new experience was coming out here. I mean, this is my first time actually like flying cross country by myself
and having the trust in us,
like
people he never physically
like,
met.
I
Only
flew out
talked
here.
over the phone.
I flew out here to meet people I ain't never met before in real life. Like it's like, yo, I'm about to go to California. Like even though it's Chico, like I'm coming to California. Like from South Carolina, like across the country. Like so it's like. You just gotta be willing to like step out on faith sometimes. It's like, man, like honestly, like I said about that energy, like I felt like just taking that step out. Like I've been around people everywhere, all through here. Like I met a lot of cool people that were just fun loving and just like not worried about nothing. Like it was like, wow, there's people like that are like minded that think like me. Like whoa, like just chill out. Like this was a great step away from life, really. Like, you should feel like that, like, wow, life stopped for a second. Yeah. Like, I'm cool and I'm happy. Like, this is where I want to be at. This is the type of feeling I want later down in life for the rest of life type thing. Yeah. Like, it was like, wow. I was like, wow, California. Like, that's something people dream about. Even though I'm in a small city. Like that's what people dream about.
Of coming
like,
to California,
I'm out here,
that
like
goal. That it was something here, like, new for you to do. You're open-minded to coming out here, open-minded to getting on a plane, open-minded to meeting new people.
Like this is the type of thing people put on their bucket list. Like awesome junk. Like that's crazy.
I think that's so cool. Like you hear about people meeting online and people meeting like via technology and all this, and meeting up face to face, and you just see these little stories, but you never would have suspected it actually. Truthfully happening to you. Yeah. I felt like that was the most amazing part about all this. It was like beautiful.
Exactly, like memories from day one. Every single day it was always something new. Even if we was just chilling, like it was just a great environment. That rejuvenated my spirit, honestly, to go back home like, okay, I'm about to work hard so I can go here next, go here next. Just go different places, do
And
different
set a
things.
goal in
like,
your traveling list as well, huh?
yeah, like
Yeah.
or if you in school still, like, okay, I'm gonna just bust my ass till this break and I'm gonna go here. So it's like you can set goals for yourself. Like, damn, I can really do this shit. Like, I'm actually doing this. Like, that's how it felt. Like, it was a surreal feeling. Like, yo, I'm about to get on the plane. Like, I'm on the plane. Like, they said I'm in Sacramento. Like, that's crazy. Like, stuff like that is
That's
crazy.
funny. I think that's crazy. Cause I'm telling you, like, I feel like even like yeah, we knew each other over the phone and stuff, but I don't know, like, even if you felt like this, but I was just like, ooh, how's it gonna be when we like really meet up in person? And y'all, it was like as if we just kicked it last week.
Exactly.
Like, as if we've been kicking it since like for like forever. Like, I think that's what made everything easier. Is like the vibe of physically meeting each other matched the vibe of just us verbally talking and
Exactly.
talking through one another over the phone.
I ain't pull up on no weirdos.
Yeah, and there wasn't no catfish either.
That's it.
Alrighty, so number 2 of the do's of colleges: weigh your schooling options. Woo!
Please.
Now, as we heard from Mr. Jarius here, the choice of his school was not, it didn't satisfy him. And I wouldn't say Chico is a bad option for me, but honestly, when we say by weighing the options of the schools you go to, it's not just like, oh, area. Think of transportation. Think of cost of living. Think of how it is in that area. Weather, food, environment, people. What else is another thing? What the school is providing for you. Financial aid. Y'all need to for sure look at that. Weigh the schooling options, like I'm telling you. Chico State, well, I got into it, but the first school I got into my dream school. So for many who don't know, I actually wanted to be an actress. My main goal was to perform on Broadway and like the Apollo Theater and all that good stuff. And I applied for the American Musical and Dramatic Academy in New York. Got accepted, had the whole little box and all that, and I was like super duper excited because I always wanted to go to New York. But let me tell you, that financial aid was not it. It was $42,000, and it goes up $2,000. I think every twice a year, or no, not twice a year, every 2 years or a year, and they were only going to give me $21,000 in financial aid. And let me tell y'all, I cried and cried and cried and cried and cried because I was like, yo, this is the school I wanted to go to. But luckily, I had the program I was in out here. I had siblings, like play siblings, who supported me through the decision I made. And luckily, I came out to Chico. Now, don't get me wrong, Chico has his ups and downs. But in all, I don't regret the decision I made because it helped me with a lot of things that I needed to make for when I do go to New York in the future.
Yeah, that's facts. And I just felt like, with experiences like that, like, it could work out for some people, but I just felt like I made the decision based off of, okay, hoop dream only. Like, I wasn't even thinking about, like, the school itself. Like, I knew it was a good medical school. Like, I was going to hoop and study sports medicine, but, life hit me, and then I started not focusing, so I had to change my major. I started not enjoying it. Like she said, a lot of the events and stuff didn't cater to me. So it's like I'm sitting in the room in the gym or not doing nothing or smoking. So it's like, damn, like I could have picked a little bit better. I could have found somewhere that not much was popping off, but still have stuff to do. But it was like, shit, that just showed me like, whew. Man, not to just jump into something.
Don't just go
that's
ahead
4
and
years
first
of your
make
life.
sure
like,
you really.
Exactly, and I kind of made a rash decision. Like, really, I was deciding, okay, I'm gonna go to a trade school first, and then go the 4-year route. And then people kept getting in my ear telling me this and that, so it was like, shoot, I'm gonna just go ahead and knock it out then. So I got there. Like I said, life hit me, and I ain't even like it no more. So it's like.
Man, I'm trying to tell people,
I should have just waited on it.
Determining your options for school, you be fuck that.
I just was like, whew.
Boom, damn.
I'm gonna just move on from it for right now and go back a little bit later.
That's okay. Alrighty, guys. So number three of do's is choose who you allow in your personal environment. Now let me tell y'all, that is like one of my like top, like that's one of the ones like I really stick to. Like really, that's something you want to hold. Like it. Please choose who you allow in your personal environment, because I think you need to, like, people don't understand, like, there's a lot of people out there who come off that seem to have good intentions, but in reality have an agenda behind your failure. Like, they have an agenda when it comes to your success. They want to see you fail. They don't want you to go nowhere, and and sometimes they're not in your business to make sure you're okay. They're in your business to see what you're doing, to see how they can dismantle you.
Facts.
And I'm like, in order to make it through this, which goes to number 4, know yourself, or of the do's. In order to sit here, you need to make sure to get through college, you have to be at one. You have to be at one with yourself and understand like who you are, what your worth is, and how you're gonna get through, and what sticks to you morals, beliefs, all that. Whatever you believe in, stick to that, because if you don't know yourself, you will get sucked into this world. College I'm telling you, watch who you allow in your personal environment, because the negative energies of people's spirits and their dark places and the things that they don't like and how they don't like about you, it will torment you. It will sit here and tear you down. It will take you from your focus, which is getting your degree. It will take you from your motivation, which is getting to the personal career that you want to go, and it will take away all your confidence, and because you're too worried about your energy is too much into the wrong things. So those are number 3 and 4. Number 3, watch who you allow in your personal environment, and number 4, know yourself.
Exactly. That, I mean, I couldn't say it no better. I mean,
that's so annoying.
People really can control
from experience.
People can really try and control your life if you let them. I mean, if they got negative energy on your life, talking bad about you every other day around you while smiling in your face, and you got their best interests at heart, that's gonna get to you eventually. Like, yo, I must be doing something for you to like be hating on me. I mean, and just like I said, educating yourself. I learned like back in the day, like just to separate black people, like there would just be haters. Like if a slave got away and came back, they was beating everybody. So whoever knew something was gonna say something. So if you doing good, like shoot, you got away from the plantation. Keep running. Like don't let people drag you back. Like, oh, they doing good for themselves. So if it might seem like your closest friends are really just hating on you, and it really just be that. Like you doing good, you got something good going on in your life. You moving forward, and that's somebody trying to drag you back. Like, whoa, we was doing the same stuff just a week ago. Now you actually like doing something for yourself. Watch what
people say and in joking matters, because, or even when they play in anger, because that stuff is true.
That stuff is true.
People also, ha ha ha, you fucking. That's why you stinky. You stink. Ha ha ha, I'm stinky. Like no,
that shit funny.
For real. They was for real.
For a little minute, but it's like, damn,
that's why you sat here and be doing all this and that. Oh, yeah, it was said in a playful manner, but when people are, sometimes you have to watch what people say in a playful manner. You have to be mindful. That's what it is.
That's people planting seeds in you. Like, damn, like shit, I might not be as great as I think I am. I might not be this and that. I might not look as good. Like, that's just people projecting they hate on you. Like, damn, like I don't like this shit.
Know your worth.
I don't like myself, so I'm about to fuck you up. Like, fuck you. I mean, shit, you doing better than me.
You just have to watch out for people, y'all. That's what we're trying to tell you. Like, really watch out for people and the energies and the spirits around you, because it's true. But even though, at the same time of watching out for people, the last dues of the college is networking. It's as crazy as it can be. Like, we're telling you to, like, okay, watch what you do, because these type of things can deteriorate your focus. But at the same time, you need to network. It's like, yes, network, get out there and do that, but also at the same, like Tim was saying, watch out for who you're allowing in your space. But networking helps a lot. Like, I'm one of only black women in my classes, and I'm in media art classes, which is predominantly white, and then the professors are predominantly male, white males, or just male in general. And I'm telling y'all, I sit in each of my media classes, I will sit in the front. Ever since I came to college, I've sat in the front, hands down. It could be, but if it's argumentation and debate, if it's some American sports and film, if it's some child development, no, I'm sitting in the back. I ain't gonna lie. But media arts, I've always sat in the front, and every time I sat in the front, my professors have always recognized me, have always noticed me. And on top of that, when I say about networking, is when after I do that, I realize going to office hours, networking with them, because once you start going to them and talking to them, not only do they help you and help and make sure that you pass, but they start passing on to other professors and people who know, like especially within my field, like media. If I've had plenty of professors ask me, like, India, come do this with me. India, come do that with me. I'm like, okay. And my stupid ass has missed out a lot of opportunities, but I'm telling you, networking is best. It doesn't even have to be within your own classes. Network within your school. Network within your community. Get to know people. Start investing your time and energy into folks that are wanting to do something for themselves, because they'll give you that same energy to do something for you. Boom.
Exactly.
You have to have that. You need to get to know people who are who are on the same path as you, who have the same goals, who have the same values, who want to sit here and not only help you get to where you are, but invest in what you're trying to do at the same time, and making sure that you eat, and they're not helping you for their personal, like, oh, brag about to boast. They're really trying to help you for you. Make sure y'all pay attention to people and stuff like that, because those kind of things are serious.
You gotta fool with people that can pour into you like you pour into them.
Man. So now let's go ahead and move on to the don'ts. Number one don't of college that you guys should pay the most attention to is splurging your financial aid money. Do not splurge through that.
Listen here.
That is, I'm not saying that's something I should have wished to known, but that is something I seen. I wish that I was kind of a part of, because I'm telling y'all, it's crazy, because I'm telling you, when you see that account talking about some $8,000 or some $6,000 and this much sends you talking about some what?
Y'all balling out here, man.
Man, I'm telling you, y'all, that's fine. I'm just telling y'all, like, I understand that's your money, that you can do whatever you want with it, but please do not splurge to your financial aid money. That money is not only just to help with, it's not to help with books, it's to help with living, getting through things. Like, make sure when you get, this is why I do not give financial aid money. One, I pay off my rent. I pay off my rent 5 months in advance. I just feel like that's where money should go to too. Like this year, I paid off my braces in advance up until the summer, and then I got my books, and what else did I do? Oh, I paid off any other outstanding fees and charges that I need to be paid off, or anything I need to get, and boom, whatever money was that, I did not go shopping. I didn't. I mean, I went a little bit here and there. Don't get me wrong. I treated myself, but majority of that money went to my dogs, myself, and getting by. And I feel like a lot of people, like, that's something that needs to be learned in when growing up, is money management. Because a situation like this, like, people are getting their money and not spending it effectively on the things that they need to be spending it on, and are wondering why they're literally on their freaking account is on E.
Big facts.
Before the end of the year, and now they're needing food, and now they're needing clothes, and now they're needing this, and now they're needing that, and they don't have that money because they spent it on Jordans and backpacks and weed and alcohol and outfits and tickets and shit that's unnecessary, bro.
Let me tell you, boy.
Unfucking necessary.
Let me tell you.
Like, what kind of dumb shit is that?
Shit, I can't talk like I ain't spend that. Shit. Weed? Let's go. I'm down for it. But nah, that shit wasn't it, though. That shit wasn't. That shit would have came in handy, though.
Man, it would have. Number two, don't. Do not give up. As we know, the past recent of our beloved Nipsey Hussle, life is a marathon. Don't give in. And like what he also said, if they kill him for this documentary, ride for him. Do not give up, y'all. As you hear from both perspectives, someone who's still in and someone who left, like, no matter the situation, no matter where you're at, do not give up on anything you do. Put full force into this, because no matter what you're doing, no matter where you're at, life is going to throw hardballs at you, and you have to learn how to catch them bitches and go with the flow. Like, I'm telling you, like, right now, I'm, like, third year. It's just beginning of April, so this means it's like the last month of school. So this means presentations after projects after presentations after projects after papers after this after that. And I'm telling you, like, I'm tired, I'm emotionally drained, I'm ready for the summertime. I wish my break would have been a little longer, but I keep pushing through. And for a lot of people that know me, like, right now where I'm at in my life, like, I push through every day, because this just a year ago from this time where today, like, I started falling into like a deep depression, seriously. And it was because, like, I was getting that, and like, and through that I was giving up. I was lacking confidence, I was lacking self-esteem, I was lacking the motivation to do anything academic or personal for me. And I'm telling you, like, ever since getting out of that dark ass hole and like finding the light through that tunnel, I have not stopped. I have kept going. No matter what the situation throws me. Don't get me wrong, I have my days where I have my breakdowns to my mentals, but I also have to, but I remind myself every day, don't give up. It's gonna be worth it. I promise you. Like, literally, y'all, I be in the shower saying my prayers, and I be like, Lord, you know, and I know, and everybody else know in this world, I'm going to be the next known TV show host. Speak that shit into existence. Don't give the fuck up, y'all. Like, y'all know I keep a real deal 100% away. I don't keep it a band with all y'all. I do not give the fuck up. I don't care how hard. Now, if your life, you know, if it's a life and death situation, we need to discuss the decisions being made here. But on some real deal, if you, a dream, it won't be accomplished and won't be a dream if you don't have a plan behind it. And if your goal is to become the next scientist, if your goal is to become one of the the number one multilingual teacher in the elementary system, or anything that, whatever your goal is, just letting you know, please do not give up. And if you're in college right now, for the students and for the faculty and staff and anyone from Chico, anywhere from wherever you're listening, if you're listening to this, do not give up. You got this. You're gonna get through it. I know right now it's hard, but I also remember at the time, like, through these times of hardships, seek the joy in it, because you're going to make it. I promise you. I super duper promise you.
Word. Boy, I can't do but nothing but thank God, boy. I'm telling you, because I felt like I was depressed for 2 years straight.
Man.
Like I said, going through 2 deaths in my family, a fire, my house burning, all that. Like, I felt like, bruh, I can't go no lower. And it was just like, bruh, I felt like I'm investing so much time into other people. Like, bruh, I'm hurting. Right. I'm dying. Like, I'm dying on the inside. So I felt like, yo, it's no hard feelings. Like, but it's like, bruh, I gotta get me right first. Like, I'm worried about you, what's going on in your life. But, bruh, I'm hurting. And nobody's gonna fix that shit but me. Like, it was like, bro, it's either keep going on being a depressed ass wreck and just let that shit kill me, or it's like, bro, I'm gonna take a step back from school, take a step back from this person. And I had people along the way that helped me, that really sat down with me and helped me through shit. But it was like, bro, if I don't want it for myself, who else is? Like, if I don't want them to help me for me, then there's no way. Like, I have to be able to sit down with myself and be like, Jarius, yo, you good? Like, last year you was here and now you here. Like, damn, that's a big leap from where I was at. Like, you was worried about an ex and whatever issues you had with her, like serious issues, into you happier than you ever been. Like, people can really drag you down, steal energy from you, like, drag you down. That's a real thing. I felt like I had energy sapped from me. Like, I had no energy to do anything. And now it's like I take a vacation for me. Like, I came out here for me. Yeah, I met some people, but it was like, its bottom line is, bruh, I need to get away from home and learn something. Like, perspective from different people. Like, and I got nothing but love since I've been out here, and I love it. Like, that's just like a soul searching trip. Like, really, like, wow. Like, I really feel this way about this, and I don't want to go back to feeling like this. So I feel like I'm going home with a new light in me. Like, I'm finna stack up. I'm finna do this. I'm finna go back to school, learn this, do this. Just that newfound energy. Like, yo, I can actually, like, set a goal for myself and actually follow through with it. Like, I can plan something myself and do it instead of relying on everybody else to set up a plan, tell me the times and this and that. Like, I can do that. So it's like, bruh, you just gotta you gotta come to a point where it's like, bro, fuck what you got going on. I love you though, but
Yeah.
fuck you. Like, I'm hurt. I'm hurting. You don't know I have this going on. You my dog, you my girl, you this and that. And I'm gonna tell you what I want to tell you, but at the same time, it's like I'm by myself at this point in life. I'm by myself at this time. You're at home, you're asleep, and I'm sitting up all night stressing this move, next move. When it don't need to be like that. Like, it's like, bruh, I kept thinking like, oh, that energy shit, like, whatever. Like, that's just a shaman, a fucking monk ass nigga. Like, what are you talking about? But that's real deal. Like, if you surround yourself with people that is really like happy, generally happy all the time, not around gossip, not around this and that, like, that shit feels better. You're not like on social media like, damn, what are you doing? What is your life like? And you worry about yourself. That shit is like, damn, I'm good. Like, shit, I don't have to quit because I'm like, oh damn, they're straight. Like, they in a, and half the time they might be faking. So it's like, bruh, a lot of time I'm not the type to be on social media all the time. So it's like, bruh, you just gotta come to a point where you got inner peace. That's bottom line of what I'm saying. Like, inner peace. Like, people be hurting, and it be hurting other people because they try to get in relationships. Like, get yourself right first, and then do all that stuff after. Like, we so young, we be worrying about everything else other than ourselves. Like, oh, what's your life like? What's your pockets looking like? How you feeling about? Oh, old girl, bad, ain't it? Like, get what you need, and then the rest will fall into place. Really, really.
Go with the flow with your life, and things will be set. Basically, just don't be doing that all that bullshit. But a number three, don't for college is do not
Don't.
do not change your major towards the end of your freaking towards the time you graduate. Do not do that, guys. Like that, and ladies, do not do that because I'm gonna stress to you. It was already hard getting into the third year with these GEs and majors. What the hell makes you think I'm gonna switch right now? I literally got to Chico. It was like I declared a theater major, took one semester of one class, and was like, fuck that. I'm not doing that shit no more. No. And changed it. And I know there's people who are sitting there changing their stuff, and there's sitting there doing that stuff last minute. I'm just like, oh my god, like I get it. Like the government said 6 years, but honey, you gonna be here extra long, and during these 3 years, 2 years, 4 years, you're gonna sit here and experience things that you don't want to sit here and be. Yeah. Ever since I've been Chico with all like personal things and other things I have encountered with along with school, like I just like I'm ready to leave. I'm ready to go, and just don't change your major towards the end of the graduation because it's gonna really fuck you up. But to move on to the next one, number 4 of the don'ts of college. Do not room with just any and everybody. Friends included. That is the number 1 of don'ts. And like I said, I'm getting Indian for everyone that knows me on stage, off stage, in character, out of character. I'm going to keep it a band with you 100% of the way. That's something I'm actually going through right this moment. Literally, be careful who you guys like live with on some real deal stuff. Like, watch who you are. Like, even if they're friends or not, like, I get it. Like, we want to live with our friends because it's the best thing. But I'm telling you, like, you don't know someone until you've lived with them. Even if you've been friends with them for 4 something years, like, moving in is a different kind of feeling. There's a whole lot of other things, and that goes back to like the dudes of college. Like, watch who you allow in your personal environment because your personal environment also stands as your living your living area. And if you have negativity and toxic vibes and all that in your living space, and it's because of the people that you live with, that's all I can say. Just be careful who you live with. And like I said, even as a friend, because sometimes you go in friends and you're leaving as 2 total different people you don't even know. And I wish the situation that I've gone through had went differently. I wish that things could have been expressed in a better way so that the situation would have gotten where it's gotten. But because of like we said, jumping heads in and just believing due to the fact that this person was my friend, a whole lot of shit went down, and not only in the midst of my energy and things being taken from me, but also realized still lost a friend in the process of it due to simple miscommunication and things like that. So that I stress to you guys, just watch who you live with, just watch who you room with when it comes to college or anywhere, in just anything, period, because you never know who they really are until you truthfully have been in the same roof as them and have to deal with them on a consistent and daily basis.
Learn who you fooling with.
Learn. But going to the last but not least don't of college is, drum roll please, don't let your past determine your future. Now, that you could take that as anything you want it. You can apply that to however you want it to be. But what we say is don't let your past determine your future is an example of, people don't understand this. When you're going through college, it's not, you're going through more than just school. You're going through personal, you're going through emotional, you're going through changes, you're going through maturity, you're going through growth. So a lot of things are going to happen, and one of those things of growth is that sometimes people don't understand, like, family issues are like the main reasons of people's decision when it comes to college. And when I say by don't let your past determine your future, is like, a lot of people don't understand, like, it's not, when we come to college, it's not that it's the problems that we go through with our family that make us leave. It's the fact of the things that we're now seeing within this time of growth about our family, and realizing the issues that we had is what's making college hard for us. So with that being said, don't let what's going on, I get sometimes some family things are hard to let go, or even personal things or anything like that, but in order to move on, in order to grow as a person as you want to be, in order to be where you want, you can't let whatever happened in the past determine that. Unless if it's something like, okay, you went through something, you're going to let it determine how you're going to grow from it. If it's anything but growth, leave it alone. But if it's a fact of trying to get somewhere and you're using that as your step and your pull-up bar to get there, then do it. But don't let your past determine your future. Make sure you get through it. Really, like we said, be able to try new things, watch, network, talk, engage, explore, be out there, do all that, and just have a really good time. Because these are just the I cannot talk. The top 5 do's and don'ts of college. I wish I would have known coming in. And the crazy thing is, I was in freaking a college preparatory program and still didn't know these things. So, as from someone, or from people who are going through these things, whether it's out of school or in school, we just want to give y'all the real schmill deal, because it's hard. And I feel like a lot of us college students will have people to relate to, because our parents will just like, oh, it's just easy. It's just this. Honey boo boo, this is not 2002. This is definitely 2019, and the curriculum, the life, and the world is different. So things are harder. But a little bit of advice from your girl is, don't, keep pushing. Seriously, keep pushing, keep doing it. It's worth it. You're gonna make it there. And for those, your high up will never put you through something that is too unbearable to go through. Just remember that you're doing this for a reason and purpose. There's people looking up to you. You have, for those who have siblings, your siblings are looking up to you. For those who have family, your family's looking up to you. For those who are doing this with a drive to prove to themselves that they can do it, you can, you will, and you got to.
And you feel me? Yeah. I'm gonna throw my little tidbit, little advice in there. You feel me? But I just feel like, just take control of your life. Like, don't let nobody tell you have to move at this pace. Cause I mean, some people learn different. Some people move. Some people mature different. Like me personally, I felt like I couldn't be around all that negative ass shit and deal with death and all this other stuff going on back home. So it was like, bruh, yeah, I had people that was there for me, but it was like, I need to go home. Like, that was my choice. That was my decision. I sat down and really thought about it before I did it. And really, I was gonna drop out the first semester, but I was like, bruh, I'm gonna just finish out the year and then go on from there. So I felt like, even though I started something, so I gotta at least finish a year. So it was like, don't let nobody else decide, like, bro, you gotta knock this shit out in this amount of time or you a failure. Like, our 20s is our times to make them mistakes. Like, Make the mistakes, learn new things, grow, like mature. Don't let nobody tell you got to be at this stage in your life by this point because they did it or somebody else did it. It's just like, bro, that you worrying about that person your whole life, you never gonna move forward because you think you always gonna think you never good enough. So I mean, keep your head up. You feel me? Good vibes.
Gotta keep your head up. Good vibes. Well, everyone, I just want to thank you all for tuning in to episode 4, Endy's Declassified School Survival Guide. And with our fellow friend Jarius from the Carolinas, as I call him. He's gonna be going home and we're gonna be talking to him later.
That's sad. That's real sad.
But thank you for doing this for me, doing this for the folks of Chico and our community, and being a voice to those who have been in your situation and giving them the motivation and inspiration to continue forth.
Of course. It's
you could be somebody's role model.
It's for the culture, you feel me? I wouldn't say all that right now.
You
like,
be somebody's role model.
You feel me? I'm getting there, you feel me? I'm trying.
Well, ladies and gents, this is wrapping it up. You are here listening to In Need of a Little TLE, Talking Live with Endy. I'm your host that does the most, and I'll be catching you soon. Chizow.